Do not do these upgrades. Guys, my name is Rick and this is the HD Vibe channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about upgrades. And those upgrades that I'm going to say, do not do these unless. And we'll get into it right after this. That's right, guys. These are some upgrades that I will say do not do to your Harley Davidson touring motorcycle. So let's go through the list. So first, let's talk about some of the lighting. So as you know, on a lot of these Harley Davidson touring motorcycles, your turn signals up front, your turn signals in the back, as well as your reflectors on the side of your saddlebags and the side of your forks are passive. So do not upgrade those to quality custom dynamics lighting like I have on my motorcycle unless you want to be seen and feel safer out on the road. Number two, let's talk about those headlights. Some of these bikes come with the Harley Daymaker and it's pretty good. Don't upgrade that to a Hogworks Dual Visions or a Custom Dynamics very bright LED light, again, unless you want to be able to see better at night and be seen at night by other cars on the road and feel safer. Number three, the windscreen. Do not upgrade that stock windscreen on your Road Glider, your Street Glider, your Ultra Limited unless you want to actually get more wind protection, a higher quality windscreen like I run Memphis shades on all of my motorcycles, and have a much more comfortable ride. And now we're on number four. Do not upgrade the stock seat on your Harley Davidson Road Glide, Street Glide, or Ultra Limited unless you actually want to be more comfortable and not have aches and pains and be able to stay in the saddle longer. Guys, I only run Saddlemen seats. They work great for me, but there's a lot of different options out in the marketplace. I only run Saddlemen because of the gel core technology, and they work great for me. Number five, do not upgrade your stock suspension in the rear on your Harley Davidson touring motorcycle unless you actually want to get a comfortable ride and not bottom out. That's right, guys, I've upgraded to Legend suspension on the Road Glide Special, and it is night and day difference between the stock and Legends. I actually went from a 12-inch stock shock to the 13-inch Legends. Number six, do not upgrade your stock slip-ons unless you actually want your motorcycle to sound like a Harley Davidson. That's right, guys, I have upgraded the slip-ons on all of my motorcycles pretty much shortly after I've gotten them. On the Road Glide Special, I have the Tab Performance BAM sticks with the Zombie baffles, and on the other two motorcycles, the other two Street Glides, I have the Reinhardt DBX 45s. Number seven, do not upgrade your stock header on your Harley Davidson touring motorcycle unless you actually want to get a cooler, comfortable ride on the right side and get rid of that catalytic converter so that both you and if you have a passenger are more comfortable on those hot summer day rides. It makes a huge difference. I have on this bike the Tab Performance 212 catless header on this, and wow, what a difference. Number eight, do not put mid-frame deflectors on your Harley Davidson touring motorcycle if it did not come with it unless you actually want to feel less heat coming up on both of your legs from the engine. Guys, I have mid-frame deflectors from Hogworks on this bike. I have the stock mid-frame deflectors on the other two bikes. All I can say is this bike didn't have it and it made a world of difference. Number nine, do not upgrade any of your body parts on your motorcycle unless you want to make it to look and feel like your own motorcycle. That's right, guys, I have the air duct color match from Hogworks. I have the rear fender CVO style in the back. What a world of difference, and this is a way that you can make the bike your own. Number 10, Do not upgrade those stock grips to heated grips unless you actually ride your bike year-round and you don't want your hands to freeze. That's right, guys. I have the Kahuna grips that I've installed on the 2021 Road Glide Special, the heated version, and it makes a world of difference. It's already, at the time of this video, it is getting cool here in the Midwest. I actually turned those grips on this morning on my ride into work, and wow, what a huge difference. And number 11, do not do a stage 1 upgrade on your motorcycle after you put those slip-ons on unless you actually want to get a good tune on your bike that has proper air-fuel mixture ratio so that you get a better running motorcycle and potentially more fuel efficient if you're not getting into the throttle. And finally, number 12, do not do a stage 2 upgrade on your Harley Davidson touring motorcycle unless you really want to be smiling from ear to ear. That's right, guys. I put a stage 2 on this Road Glide Special. It is a Screaming Eagle stage 2 upgrade, and oh my gosh, what a difference it makes on the rideability, on acceleration, and being able to just get down the highway and feel safer out on the road. So guys, that's my list of 12 upgrades that I do not recommend you do unless all of the reasons that I've stated in this video. And if you go back to my playlist, the product install playlist, you will see how I have installed all of these products on all 3 of these bikes, depending on what product it is. With the exception of the stage 2 upgrade, I actually did let the Harley technicians do that for me. But everything else I've done here in the garage with normal tools, without a lift, with no issues whatsoever. So that's right, guys, a lot of upgrades that you can do on these Harley Davidson touring motorcycles. But as we all know, we spent a lot of money on the bike. Now we have to prioritize our spend on these upgrades, and we all like to do these upgrades, but they're not inexpensive. You can save some money by watching these HC Vibe YouTube videos on how-tos, but the parts themselves are pretty expensive. So how do I prioritize when I get a bike? So I think safety first. So your lighting, getting rid of those incandescent bulbs, adding additional lighting like custom dynamics, changing out that headlight to get a brighter shine down the road so that you can see farther at night riding. Those are probably the first things that I would say add to the bike. Secondly, I would move to comfort, and that gets into seats and suspension, bar setup, potentially replacing bars, which I haven't done on any of the bikes, but I've just recently adjusted those, and you can see that video I just put out just a week or 2 ago. Check that out. So that would be number 2. I think thirdly, I would probably go with sort of the performance, the exhaust sort of side of things. So probably the stage 1 I would go with first, because that's probably, you're going to have a tuner, you're going to have your slip-on exhaust that you decide to go with, and maybe an air cleaner, but most of these now are really high flow, so you don't even need to replace that. So you use your tuner, you tune it, you put your slip-ons on, you got a stage 1, and I will say stage 1 does make a big difference in throttle response. And then lastly, probably just going up into that engine work. So I did the stage 2, that's one of the last things I've done. I'm going to do some more work on suspension, but stage 2, that would probably be down there after the slip-ons. You don't necessarily need to do that, but maybe even after you do some of the body part work that like I've done. If you want to change some things out, add a color match tour pack, change out your duct, change out your rear fender, add a lower fairing on your Road Glide, those sort of things. That would come next in my book. And then finally, maybe that performance upgrade. Next thing that I'm actually going to do in this Road Glide, and I haven't done on any of the other bikes, but as I mentioned, I put the Legends on the back. I'm actually going to put Legend Axio cartridges up on the front, and it just so happened my local Harley Davidson dealership, Gateway Harley Davidson, is running a special right now for I believe the month of October. So if you're in the St. Louis area, you might want to check into this, but you can get the fronts put on, installed by Harley Master Technicians for around $1,200. And I will tell you, the cartridges alone are about $900 for the standard size for these touring bikes. So you figure it out, there's not much labor that's being added into that. And at typically $150 an hour. And I believe the minimum charge, if you're just doing this during normal times, is 4 hours labor for them to do that up front. So you do the math, it's a big savings. So if you are in the St. Louis area, check out the special gateway Harley Davidson has. They have it for the fronts as well as the back. I think you can get the back installed right now for about $1,000. So if you like this type of content, please give it a thumbs up. Also consider sharing this with friends so that like-minded individuals can see this information and get this information. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And when you do subscribe, leave a comment down below saying I subscribe so I can personally reach out and thank you for supporting the channel. Also, hit that bell icon and select all so you do get notified every time I do put out new content. So guys, with that, I want to leave you with this thought. Life is short, get out and ride the bike. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.